Hey, what's up guys, your boy BlastphamousHD on the mic. You already see the gameplay in the background, so you already know what's up. BHD Storytime up in this bitch. Hit explosions on these niggas. Okay, this is a story I like to call the extremely sensitive car wash rapper. I'm about 13 years old. One of my fondest memories of being so young was going to game stores and playing the brand new games that I couldn't afford to get that were just about to come out. My favorite game system release of all time has to be the Dreamcast. Now, I remember going to the GameStop and playing Sonic Adventure 1. I fell in instant love with this fucking game. They had the demo of the first level in the system, and you're running through the beach, through loop-de-loops, you're killing animals, and at the end of the level they have this really beautiful freaking chase scene where you're being chased across this big wooden deck by this big ass orca whale. It is the most beautiful scene in gaming to me still till this day. I had about a good 6 months before the system was gonna launch, and I had no money, no job. I was 13 years old. Now, 58th and Scranton wasn't that bad of a neighborhood, but it wasn't really that good of a neighborhood either. I mean, you know, people got beat up, no one got shot, a couple people got stabbed, no one hardly ever died. So one of my friends, Charles, he comes down the street, he has a towel over his shoulder. I go over to him, he's like, yo man, I just made 40 bucks today. Me being a poor 13-year-old, you know, $40 was the world to me. He's like, dude, I just went up to the car wash and dry cars for a couple hours, and these people, everyone would give me like $5-10. He was making this crap sound fucking delicious. So give me 3 weeks of making 40 bucks a day, I have enough money to get my fucking Dreamcast. So he's like, yo, get a towel, I'll take you up to the car wash. So I run in the house, I grab a couple of dry towels, and I run down to the car wash, and lo and behold, man, I start going there every day, even when he's not with me. I'm making like 40, 50, some days I would even make 80, 90 fucking bucks, man. I am fucking balling. I remember the feeling for a couple of days just being like, you know what, man, I'm not gonna go to work today. My mom will be at the house, I will order a pizza to myself, sit down and watch pay-per-view movies, and just play video games all fucking day. It was one of the best summers of my life, having enough money not to know what to do with it and just freaking living it up. Now, when I went up to the car wash, I had a lot of regular customers. A lot of people really respected the fact that I was 13, too young to get a job, but I was willing to get out, find a way to make money, and hustle for what I wanted. One of my most generous customers was this guy who was clearly a rapper. He was a white dude, man. He had a gold grill. He would always come up there with, you know, an Escalade back when they were still popular, with the big 24-inch wheels and rims and all this whatnot. And he would usually shoot me like 20, 10, sometimes even 30 freaking dollars just for drying his car after he had already washed it. One particular summer day, I'm working at the car wash and I see his Escalade, so I'm like, all right, man, there's at least 20 freaking bucks right here. His Escalade rolls in and he gets out along with this other guy. Now the other guy comes out and he starts talking about how he's an uppercoming rapper, you know, how he's gonna change the game. He didn't look like he had that much money, to tell you the truth. You know, his clothes weren't bad, but they weren't as good as the guy who owned the Escalade. The main thing I really noticed about this second rapper dude was that he had the worst case of yuck mouth I have ever seen in my entire life. It was so bad that I remember when I first saw him open his mouth, I almost accidentally said out loud, "The fuck?" His teeth were all jagged, green and yellow and shit. They had plaque and all this other brown shit built up right where the gums met the teeth. It was really freaking disgusting. But his teeth were sharp, like razor edge sharp. I'm like, how did you even get your mouth like that? Did you go to jail and chew your way out? I'm up there, I'm driving the guy's car, man, and him and his friend are laughing and joking, and they call me over there. I go over there, I start talking with him, and for seemingly no reason, the second rapper dude, he starts ranking on me. Now, to anybody who doesn't know what ranking is when you talk mess about somebody in a playful way, but you call to attention all of their flaws, everything that's wrong with them. They don't have money, clothes, girls, You call all of that to attention. Now, of course, these are all three of the moot points that he was making about me. You know, I didn't have any money, I didn't have any clothes, I didn't have any girls, none of that stuff I had. I was 13. So he's like, yeah, man, you ain't got no money, you ain't got no girls, nigga, you a loser, man, you ain't nobody, son. I'm used to ranking with people in school, so I'm thinking we're joking, we're ranking back and forth. So I start ranking on him back. And of course, I remember exactly what the hell I said, man. I was like, oh yeah, that's why you look like you've been chewing on bricks and glass, baby. Yeah. Unfortunately for me, that hit a little bit too close to home. Apparently he'd been hearing this from other sources because this pissed him off. So much so that he starts walking towards me. Now I know the body language of somebody who's about to beat my ass, because living in the hood, coming straight from the suburbs, I was used to getting jumped at least once every other week. I'm seeing this dude walking up on me, man, and this isn't a really big dude. You know, he's not really tall, but I'm 13. Now this dude was at least 26 years old. I remember it because somehow I heard his rapper friend talk about his age. Me seeing this dude walking up on me like he was about to beat my ass, I start backing the fuck up. Luckily enough for me, the rapper friend that owned the Escalade grabbed the guy and starts pulling him back like, whoa, 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 come on, man, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm thinking everything's cool. The minute the other rapper guy let him go again, the dude starts walking up on me again like, no, nigga, fuck that shit, man. I'll mash you, motherfucker. I saw that the main rapper dude wasn't holding him back anymore, so I'm like, man, fuck this shit. So I turned around and I fucking ran home. I get home, man, you know, and I'd only make like $5 or $10 that day, and I felt bad because the car wash always jumped on Saturdays, Fridays, and a little bit on Sundays because everyone was trying to get their cars nice and sparkly for when they went out to the club and they went and hit on women. So I'm like, man, there's a lot of money to still be made out there, man. What am I doing at home? At that time, it'd been about 45 minutes. So I'm like, you know, I mean, it's not that serious. He's a grown man. He's 26. It don't take 45 minutes to wash and dry your car. These cats are more than likely gone by now. You know what I mean? I go back up to the car wash, and while I'm walking, I see this girl and this guy arguing. It's the second rapper guy arguing with this girl, this really beautiful Mexican girl. I see the dude glance at me through the corner of his eye, and he looks back at the girl. He tells her something, and then the girl looks at me, looks at him, and then starts screaming her head off 3 times worse than she was before he glanced at me. Now, I couldn't put this together fast enough to be meaning that he was talking about me and it was something malevolent. I couldn't put that together. I'm still thinking, okay, he's a grown man. I'm walking to the car wash. I'm not even paying him any attention. This guy, he starts walking up on me. We're pretty far back at this point. The girl jumps around him and starts like hugging him and trying to pull him back. But this is a fairly small chick given the fact that she's petite. When he's pushing her off, and then he grabs the side of her face with one of his hands and he fucking just stiff arms the shit out of her and just pushes her hella fucking hard down to the ground, right? Then he continues to walk up on me really slow, really calmly, and in a nice manner. So of course, there's not much reason for me to be scared of this, not even given the fact of what I just saw him do. I still didn't put 2 and 2 together. Actually, I remember thinking that he was gonna apologize. He walks up on me, man, he gets close, and just completely without warning, BOW! Punches me right in my fucking mouth. I fall back, get up, and I fucking turn around, and I fucking run. I fucking run my ass off, man, because I'm like, this dude's gonna fuck me up. I don't want to get beat the hell up. I'm fucking running, and all I hear is screaming and yelling behind me, so much so, while I'm running forward, I glance over my shoulder, only to see this dude pull a fucking gun out of the back of his ass, but his attention's on the girl, because she's got her arms around his waist again, and she's not letting go. He's stepping off of the fucking curb with her latched around his fucking waist, trying to stiff on her off again the way he had before, holding the gun in one fucking hand and mashing her fucking face in the other. He finally gets her fucking off of his hand and he gets into his fucking car. I'm scared fuckless at this point. So I'm running fucking forward and I hear tires squeal behind me. This guy barely had thrown his car into reverse and backed up towards me. When he pulls up alongside me, he's just off the curb. I look into his window while I'm running forward because his car's speed is matching, you know, my running speed. And he looks at me and he's got his one hand on the wheel and he's got his other hand full of money and he's pointing it out the window towards me and motioning me with the money. He's like, come here, man. Hey, come here, bro. Come here. I gotta talk to you. I want to talk to you, man. Come here. Come here. Unbeknownst to him, I've seen the fucking gun. Nothing he can say can make me go to this fucking car. Unless he had a considerably large amount of candy. I make a 180 and start running in the other fucking direction. Of course, he throws his car in the drive and starts driving forward, and again he sticks his hand out the window with the wad of money and he's motioning towards me. Hey, come here. Come here, homie. come here, I want to talk to you, I got something to tell you, come here, come here, come here. I make another 180 and start running in the other direction. Before he can flip his car into fucking reverse, I run out into the middle of the street and start running across the street. I lived on 58th and Scranton. The car wash is on 52nd. Luckily enough for me, the blocks are doubled. So for every one street I run, it equals 2 blocks, technically. I'm running across the fucking street because I'm scared fucking shitless because I know this dude is about to pull a goddamn U-turn to get to my ass. I'm running into incoming fucking traffic. Jesus and all of his disciples couldn't have caught my ass that day. I even outran a Honda Civic. How did I know it was a Honda Civic? Because I was behind the motherfucker when I first started off fucking running. I ran out in front of the fucking car, and I remember waving my fucking hands like, hey, help me. The motherfucker just kind of ducked his head a little bit and just sped the fuck up. So I'm at the cusp of the block of 52nd and Scranton. I start running down the fucking hill. Now, luckily enough, this street was on a fucking hill, because if it was a straight street, he would have saw where I ran to, and this guy would have fucking caught me. The bad news is, there's no one on this fucking street. My only option is to get out of fucking sight as quick as fucking possible, because if this motherfucker sees me, given there's no witnesses out here whatsoever, there's no telling what this fucking guy is gonna do to me if he catches me. I make a beeline down the fucking hill. I'm running top speed. I'm getting a little bit of fucking help from the hill since it's downhill. I see a car on my right. I fucking run and I fucking baseball dive and slide underneath the fucking car. It couldn't have been no more than 3 or 4 seconds after I got my entire body under this fucking car. I hear behind me, and a couple seconds after that I hear, just goes to show you how passionate this dude was about doing whatever he had planned to do to me. This motherfucker made 6 fucking passes back and forth, looking for me all the time, fucking speeding, and whenever he made it to the end to fucking flip a bitch, he did it, his tires always squealed. Man, I stayed underneath that car for what had to be at least an hour and a half, 2 hours. I knew it was at least an hour and a half because when I dove under the car, it was completely daylight outside. When I came out from up under that car, it was motherfucking pitch black night. I got a bit of a fucking dilemma. I don't want to walk all the way up or all the way back down the fucking block and walk the next street over because it's too close to the car wash. I don't want to go the rest of the way down the block, which is about a 10-minute walk, and then go over 3 more streets because this guy very well might still be out looking for me. Doing all the shit that this dude had done to try to get me, it didn't make very much sense for this dude to just give up. Now, I have 2 other fucking options. Given the fact that I'm completely surrounded by occupied houses, given that there's cars all over the street, I can go door to door and ask if people will fucking help me. I don't know why, but I did not trust anyone in these fucking houses. That, and I was a bit embarrassed about telling someone, oh my god, there's a guy out trying to kill me. Even being as young as I was, I already knew that a lot of people really don't help people in jacked up situations. They don't want anything to do with it. They mind their own business and they stay far away from anyone who's in fucking trouble. I picked the second option, and that was to hop the 3 gates in order to get across the 3 blocks in order to get over to 58th and Scranton, because I knew that where I would have landed at, if I would have got past the 3rd gate, would have been considerably close to my house. I decided to jump the 3 gates to get to 58th and Scranton. My dilemma with this is, anyone who's ever lived in any type of questionable area knows that 1/3 of people in the hood have dogs. And not just any kind of motherfucking dogs. Rottweiler type fucking dogs. These motherfuckers used to tie chains around their dogs' necks and fucking make them motherfuckers run in order to get the dogs big and buff, like motherfucking bodybuilding fucking dogs. I jump over the 1st gate to get to the 2nd gate, and right as my feet touch the ground, all I hear is... It sounds like a horse, but you know what I meant, goddammit. I looked to my right just in time to see a fucking big ass goddamn Rottweiler running at me with his tongue hanging out his mouth like they hadn't fed him for a couple of days or some shit. So I break out and make a fucking sprint for the next gate that I have to jump over in order to get to the 3rd fucking yard, which, quite foolish now that I think about it, given I was closer to the, just jump over back to the 1st and go try a different gate. Luckily enough for me, this dog was chained to his doghouse just close enough as to where this dog couldn't reach the point of the gate where I was jumping over in order to get to the third fucking gate. So I hop over the goddamn gate like my life depended on it regardless. I get to the third gate, man, everything's fine. I hop that gate, I run the rest of the fucking way home, and I'll never forget this, man. My mom's boyfriend, who was a pretty big dude, I didn't want to tell my mom. I'm pretty sure my mom does not know this story till this day. My mom's boyfriend and my mom, they're outside, they see me and they're like, Maurice, what are you running for? And I'm like, oh, nothing, you know, I just, you know, me and some friends, we play hide and go seek, that's why I'm sweating, you know, and I'm hurrying them into the house because they're trying to keep me outside so that this dude don't go driving past and fucking see me or shoot me or some shit. I finally get into the fucking house after bantering with my mom for like 3-4 freaking minutes, man. I think after about 2.5 months, I went back to the car wash and started drying cars again to, you know, keep on making money. About 3.5 months after that, the Dreamcast came out and I got that bitch. I got the Dreamcast, an extra controller, House of the Dead 1 and fucking 2, and Sonic Adventure 1. Yes, I remember my exact motherfucking games, and I played the shit out of that motherfucking system. For the love of God, I had fucking earned it. So, a couple of months after the Dreamcast dropped, we moved into a different part of Cleveland, Ohio, so I didn't have to worry as much about that guy finding me and killing my young ass. So, with that being said, man, this has been BHD Storytime. Crazy ass stories from my past life, some of them from current. Now, if you guys enjoyed the story, make sure to leave me a like, a comment, and also, if you already haven't, make sure to subscribe. I've seen a lot of crazy shit, so I have a lot of fucking crazy stories. With that, man, BHD out of this bitch. Fucking twism.